Hello, everybody. Brendan here with Christine. And Christine, you are with Keller Williams, correct?
Yes, Keller Williams in Tacoma, actually. But I do
Okay,
business in King, Thurston, Lewis, and Mason counties. So yeah.
awesome. So those are all the regional, I guess, areas that you.
Well, those are the counties I've either sold or helped buyers buy in so far. I haven't gone any higher than King County, and I haven't gone any lower than Lewis, and haven't gone any past over than Mason. So, and Pierce, excuse me, Pierce County as well. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
So how did you get into selling real estate?
Well, so I was a regional vice president of a company for 17 years, and it was selling candles. And it was Prairie Light is a candle company, and I was a leader in that company for many years. And I always thought if I can sell $1 candle and make really good money, I probably can sell a house. So I always thought back then that if that ever went away, that I probably could do real estate. And so after that, I ended up owning Forza. My husband and I opened a Forza in Lacey and then in DuPont. So that took a lot of our time, of course. We were there about 60, 70 hours a week and really building that. And then we ended up selling about a year and a half ago. And so after that, it's like, what do I do? And a good friend of mine who's also a real estate agent said, Christine, if you ever decided that you wanted to get into something, I'd be more than happy to help you with real estate. And I forgot that I kind of wanted to do that. And then about 3 months later, we decided to sell Forza, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do real estate. And that's kind of how it happened. I probably would have gotten there myself, but because he had offered to be on a team and kind of help me with it, it was like, sure, because I really like this guy and a nice, good family friend and really respect him. So it was a nice transition over. And I was still working at Forza while I was taking my test. So it took me about 7 months actually to get my license. It was funny. It took me 6 months for one book, and then took me 3 weeks whole next book and take my test because I wasn't working at Forza that last 3 weeks. So it took me 6 weeks for the whole thing if I wasn't working, but it was came when it came. And so March 1st of 2018 is when I got my license. So
Okay, so you're kind of fresh to the game, just a couple years in it, huh?
years. Yep, a couple years in, and yeah, I love it. It's bigger than selling candles. So,
A house is a little bit bigger. Just don't,
bigger, yeah.
tip the candle in a house, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, so what's your favorite part about it?
The people. I love,
Mm-hmm.
If you knew me at Forza, you knew how much I love our clients, our customers. I love being around people, and that's probably the best part of owning Forza was our team, our members, our team that we worked with, our employees. We didn't call them employees, we called them team members. I loved working with them, and then I love working with the public. And so the same thing with real estate. I love my clients. I love working with new home buyers that have never owned a home before. I'm going to show today at 4 o'clock a new home buyer, single mom, 3 kids. She's going to own her first house. And so it's just exciting. And then working with people to transition to another home. It's a very emotional, real estate's very emotional. And because people are moving they're transitioning from one part of their life to another. And no matter if it's wanted or not, or you're happy for the move, or it's still very emotional. So really love working with people. That's my favorite. Yeah.
So now, I mean, I know a lot of realtors out there. There's a ton of them, and a lot of them I've felt have been more fly by the night type realtors. And so what is it that you do? I mean, you've been in it a few years now, so you've been doing really well. What separates you from everybody else?
Oh, I don't know if anything separates me, really. I care, and a lot of realtors care. It's just, I think I just love it. I think you have to love what you do. And if people think of this as a job, then they're not going to do very well. You have to really you have to love spending time in your car, going to show homes. I mean, there's one single guy, I think I showed homes for 7 months.
Oh, wow.
every weekend for 7 months and finally found his home. And that's the reward at the end. And it's like, oh, another weekend of showing him homes, but you gotta find the perfect one. So if you didn't love
Mhm.
it, you would hate that part. It's not my favorite, but actually looking at homes is my favorite because I get lots of ideas. So I think you just, you love what you do. There's things about that aren't my favorite, but I think that's probably the best thing. I, uh, I'm very authentic. I say what's on my mind. I
Mhm.
can read me. I'm not phony, and I think people see that. I'm very authentic. I think that I come across. I'm who I am. I'm real. I can't be anybody else. Yeah. So
Awesome.
that may make me different. And
So
there's a lot of great realtors, though. I mean, there's tons.
mhm.
I'm very blessed to work with a lot of great ones and know a lot of good ones. And you know the ones that are, you can see the ones that just earn it for the money. You can feel.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah.
So you've given us a couple stories of some of the times that you've shown homes and gotten people into them. What's your most memorable house showing and client?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I gotta think. Um, um,
There's
what?
just so many, aren't there?
Yeah. Well, memorable. They all are in their own way. Um, they're all just different. I mean, they're all memorable. But I can't remember one to tell you. Um, there's, I think it's just the emotional part that's so memorable. It's people are nervous. It's the biggest thing that you're going to do in your life is buy a home. It's big, and so people need not to go into it lightly. I try and do everything I can to take everything off their plate. I do it all, and I try, and like all realtors, but we try and take it away from them, not to be part of the mix. We behind the scenes, we're working, and there's things that happen with transactions that my clients don't even know. We almost didn't get the deal done because something happened, but we fixed it. And I just shield from my clients. I had the guy for 7 months. That was long. That was long. Um, but it was, got to know him really well. Um, I think that they're just all good stories. I did work with a gentleman that sold his place that his wife died in, and even though he's remarried, it was really hard and emotional for him. And
I
even
bet.
rental, it was a rental, and he used it as a rental, but he then decided to sell it. It still was the home that he lost his first wife in, and so that was just a really emotional. I remember him writing me a letter after it was done, and just crying when I got it because it was just so raw for him to not have that place anymore,
Mhm.
because that's where the last place his wife was alive at. So that was very memorable to me. I can tear up thinking about right now because he's just really a nice, special guy, and it was a hard transaction for him. So it was hard for him to do that, but we got through it and it was good. So it sold.
Awesome.
First person that looked at it bought it, and it was great. So yeah.
Awesome. And so, with a lot of, I mean, housing market's still going pretty good right now.
Yeah.
And what's some advice for anybody who's either looking to sell a place or is looking for a new place to buy?
So the first thing I would tell anybody if they're looking to buy is get yourself a lender, get yourself a local lender. There, call me. I'll tell you who I work with. You want to find someone in the mortgage lending, and that's, banks are fine, but go to a mortgage lender that knows what they're doing. That just does mortgages, of course, and
Hmm.
someone local. It's always nice for the agent to be able to talk to the lender all the time and be in contact. If they're not local or they're in a big corporation, it's harder. So
Okay.
that's a plus. But know what you're doing. I've worked. I don't personally tell you if someone comes to me, if you came to me and you want to look at houses, I'll go look with you. I don't say you need to give me a pre-qualification letter. I'll ask you if you're working with a lender and I'll get you set up with them, but I'll go look at houses with people because I think that it's, and they need to start thinking about what they want. But I make sure
Mm-hmm.
to get in contact with the lender. But there's some agents that if you don't have a letter, they won't go looking for you. So
Mm-hmm.
I tend to do one or two before you start looking for, I need you to get in touch with the lender. A lender can pre-qualify you in 2 hours. So it's not a huge deal, but you need to
Mm-hmm.
you need to know what you're looking at. If you go out and start looking at $500,000 homes, which has happened to me before, I work with someone and they said, oh, they can do $400,000, $500,000. And then when we get what the lender said to them, they can do 240 to 300. It's
Ooh.
a big difference. So,
Yeah.
so you really want to make sure that you got your lender first, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what you can go look at. And another thing that I do is I don't want you to be house poor. So I had one couple, I love them. Gosh, they're like my favorites. I get invited to birthday parties and anniversaries and events at my clients'
Oh, wow.
homes because I become friends with them during the time.
Mm-hmm.
And because I love that connection. But this one couple, they could afford a $450,000 house, and we closed on a $302,000 home. Big difference. We were looking at 450, 400, 425. Yeah, I would have made more commission, but you know what? They would have been house poor. They would have
Mm-hmm.
a big, nice house, but their girls took piano lessons. I was listening to them talk when they were deciding what to do. And I would hear, well, we have to cut out the girls' lessons. You don't want that. So then I started
Right.
homes that were less, because you don't want them to
Mm-hmm.
be poor, because it's not about me and my commission, it's how I can help them. And that stance and that attitude of mine has helped me so much in this business, because I get people that trust me, because I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to have the biggest house so I can make the biggest commission. It's not about that. It's about helping them find the house that works for their family and then gets their family everything that they want. And this couple that bought that put a new fence up at this house. It's right next to their parents, which they
Oh,
weren't
nice.
for, but it happened that way. Got lambs now. They have a farm animals. It's in Rochester. A beautiful fence.
Okay.
Redid the whole new kitchen. They were able to put some money into it to make it what they wanted, but it was good for them. So that's what I tell people. Don't get house poor. Don't buy the most expensive house you can buy. Make sure you know what you're buying. If you're selling your home, ask yourself why. That's another thing I've done. I had
Mm-hmm.
someone came to me that wanted to sell their home, and I talked them out of it. Why do you want to sell your home when you're almost paid off and you're older? And you have memories at this house. Your kids grew up in this house. If you put $50,000 into this house, you can make it your dream home. So someone else would have said, "Oh no, I'll take it," but
Right.
and then so guess what happened, Brandon, is that I told them that, and now a year later they've come to me because now they really want to sell their home and live on the water. So now I'm going to sell their home and they're going to purchase, and they trust me because I told them no a year ago,
Oh, nice.
and I made them think. So I think
Mm-hmm.
those are the type of things that people trust with me, is that I will give them the honest opinion. It isn't about money. It's not about me. It's always about them. And I think that's a good perspective to have. So,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Well, awesome. And so, how, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you in order to maybe bend your ear a little bit about houses, or if they're looking to sell or buy, how would they get in contact with you?
You can get in contact with me on Facebook at Christine Forrey at Keller Williams Agent is my Facebook, or my phone number, 206-779-5401. Easy way to get a hold of me by email is just my name, christineforrey@gmail.com. And those are the three ways to get a hold of me. Pretty easy. I'm very easy to find. Also,
Yep.
another piece of advice, if you go into realtor.com, I do get leads from there. But if you go to realtor.com and you put in that you want to see a property and you already have an agent that you work with, don't say that you want to see the property. Just tell your agent that that's the property you want to see, because you get into there and then you say you want to see it. It gets sent out to 5 different agents and you've got people calling you. So
Oh, wow.
just tell your agent you saw this piece of property and you want to see it. So don't have other people contacting you, and work with your agent. And another thing is be loyal to your agent. Your agent works really hard for you. So no matter what agent you have, be loyal to them. They do agents work really hard, and be loyal to your agent. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right, everybody. So since I'm connected to you and I'm connected to Christine, now you guys can connect, and we'll see you in the next episode. All right. Take care.